Okay, I'm going to show you guys today a really cool online website that I found that is called Storyboard That. So if you go to Google and just type in Storyboard That, it should come up, and it is an online storyboard creator. Now, I will tell you that all of the advanced features are in the premium paid versions, of course. The free version limits you to up to 6 boxes. So if you need more than that, you might want to consider a paid version. But for what I have used it for, I use it for a specific assignment in my world history class. It has been sufficient for that. So what you can do to add and delete cells, you can see here at the bottom. You can also have a certain layout. If you can select the layout, if you want it to be a timeline type layout. If you want it to be cell and description, you can do that. I like to do that because for the assignment that I have my kids create, they have to have a caption for each of their boxes on their storyboard. And so you can see here there's the little tabs at the top that have different things that you want to create. So for example, in my world history class, my students have to create a comic strip about the Reformation. And so this is really neat because you can look for scenes, characters. There's all sorts of things that you can add here. So for scenes, if you click on historical, you can find all sorts of different historical type scenes that you can include, especially for something like the assignment that I'm giving to my world history kids. And so let's just say that the first thing I want to include in my storyboard is this scene here that is going to serve as the front door of the church in Wittenberg, Germany, where Martin Luther nailed his 95 Theses. So I can click to edit the description, and I can say Martin Luther nails his complaints to a church door in Germany. And so I have the church door, but now I want to add some people. So let me find a character. You can do medieval characters. You can do 1600s to 1800s. So Martin Luther was a religious person. He was angry with the Catholic Church. So maybe to be funny, I want to put him in this red outfit here. So there's Martin Luther. You can edit his pose. You can change his face, facial features. You can give him a beard. There's all sorts of things that that you can do to update the pose. You can change the skin color. You can change the hair color, all of that stuff. So I have my character here. I have Martin Luther. Maybe I want to include some kind of shape that looks like a piece of paper that they're nailing to the door of the church. Or maybe I want to be funny and I want to put an iPad up there or something. And then I want to type in that. And you can resize things. You can put it up there on the door. You can add little thought bubbles here. So the kids can have fun creating their little characters, their scenes, adding their thought bubbles, whatever they want to include. Another thing that they always talk about in the Reformation, of course, is going to be King Henry VIII. And so we can include a scene here. This looks like a place a king would sit, right? We're going to include a character, and let's see, what would Henry VIII look like? He wore a lot of armor because he did a lot of tournaments and also fought a lot of countries as well. So we're going to put Henry here in his full armor, standing in front of his throne, and he's also angry at the Catholic Church, not because they're selling indulgences, though, but because he wants to divorce his wife, and the Catholic Church doesn't allow it. So this is also, I should say, one of my most favorite parts of history to teach. I love Tudor England and the Renaissance and the Reformation. So there's Henry. We're going to include a little thought bubble here for him because, of course, he's going to have a lot to say about this whole thing. Okay, so you can, again, resize, reshape all of these different things here. So the kids can create these storyboards with captions, with these thought bubbles, and they can get really creative with the stuff that they do. There can be action, like maybe somebody's going to get in a fight, and and so you can put crash, bang, pow, like all these really cool features. And the kids, I tell them, make it funny. I'll give you some extra credit if you make me laugh, because we have a lot of fun talking about the Reformation, even though it was a serious event. When we look at the Reformation from Henry VIII's standpoint, it can be quite comical, and it's like watching a soap opera is what I tell them. And so they have a really good time with this. There are different objects that you can include. Oh, look, here's the objects. Here, I could have put a paper on the door of the church. So look, we're going to delete that, and we're going to add a paper. I'm going to add a notepad up here because he wrote down his complaints. We're just going to resize that thing. We could have put a scroll. But again, there's so much that you can do with this, and the kids really get into this. Probably need to make this a little bit bigger so I can click to edit it. 95 Theses. All right, so there's my 95 Theses on the door of the church. Cool. All right, so instead of creating all 6 of these things here, I won't do that, but I will show you how I have the kids do this with the free version and turn this in. So the one thing that kids can do, they can screenshot their each individual box. So on a MacBook, it's Command-Shift-4. I don't remember exactly what it is on a Chromebook, but the kids probably know how to do it. So they can take individual screenshots and then paste those screenshots into a Google Doc and submit that. Or they can save it. They can put a title, Reformation Comic Strip, save storyboard. Okay, so it saved my storyboard. Now, you can download this. You can print it. Okay, so this is something that I like to do just because I like to display these sometimes. And it also gives you all of the storyboard text down at the bottom. So if it's kind of small and you can't read it, it will be down there. So you can print it. So that is an option. And it would also have their account name there or whatever name they choose. So that's an option. If you are going to have them present their storyboard, you can have them create a slideshow and they can go through to show the class their storyboard very quickly. You can also have them download it. The only issue with that is it's going to have a watermark. Now, You can download a PDF version. You can download to PowerPoint. You can download it as an image pack. But again, it's going to have a watermark. So I'll just show you what that looks like. It may not be a problem. You can still see the storyboard even with the watermark. So you can see storyboard, that demo is the watermark that will show up if you choose to download it in any way. So a lot of times, that's why I say printing it may be a good option if you can do that. If you have a color printer and you can do that at your school, maybe you could print it for them so that they can be displayed. Otherwise, if you just have them download it to submit, you're going to have, unfortunately, the watermark here. That's just one of the downsides of the free version. So again, the print option is probably going to be the best option so that you can avoid the watermarks. And so also, when you select the print option, you can save it as a PDF, and I believe that when you do that, it doesn't have the watermark. So now you have this PDF without the watermark, and so you can also submit that if you don't have a way to print it. You can have students screenshot each individual box, like I said, or select print and print it, or once it's open in preview to print, you can save it as a PDF, like I have here, and then you avoid the watermark. And so that's the best advice I have on how to use and benefit from the free version, which is what I do. So that is Storyboard that. It's really neat. I use this as an option for a comic strip project. I have kids that are very artistic and want to draw theirs and create theirs by hand, and that's wonderful. But then I also have students that are much more technical and love the use of technology and would prefer to do it this way. And so it also gives some choice and some differentiation in your instruction as well.